Yeah, so if someone's feeling tired, even though they may have slept, 7, 8 hours, and they're still feeling tired the next day. I know I experienced this. When I was a little heavier, I would still feel tired all the time, and you're not, especially in trucking, you're not always associating it to you didn't have a good night's sleep. You might be thinking about things on the road. There's other factors. There's delays, whatever. The driving itself, people aren't thinking, oh, okay, I feel tired, but it's not because I didn't sleep well. When you start feeling that, is there maybe a certain number? If after 2 days and I'm sleeping every night, but I'm unless I'm up all night thinking of something else, maybe that's a warning sign that maybe something else is going on. And any thought on that?
I could throw a couple things
Sure.
in there, Bruce. Sure. I think for just a couple of things would be the environment that you're creating in your sleeper. Is it an environment very similar to home? So what we like
Yes.
to say is if you sleep with a sleeping bag in the sleeper, sleep with it at home, or if you sleep with sheets and a blanket at home, bring them into the truck. If you have white noise or need use white noise, things to make your environment cool and quiet so that you can get some sleep. And trying to stay as constant with what you sleep well at home in the environment that you're in when you're in the truck. If you were, you had mentioned that you were going 4 or 5 hours of sleep and it kind of off and on. If you're teaming and you have a team partner, they'll certainly let you know if your snoring might be something that is consistent with sleep apnea, and you'll certainly feel it. This whole, hey, I got 8 hours in the bunk, but I still don't feel like I'm alert. It might be time to get a sleep disorder assessment.
Right, right, right. And Tom, I'm sure you've experienced, and Joe, you probably experienced this too. I guess it's the attitude of changing minds, right? How many people have said, "Oh, I did Florida in 24 hours"? Like it's a badge of honor to go as long as you can, as fast as you can. And I remember those days when I was younger too, and doing that and having 2 and 3 hours sleep. And now I think we need to change that. Is there a program to change that? Because a lot of people still feel that. I know, especially people who work in an office and maybe you're not driving all the time, they're off for the cottage and they've got a 10-hour drive, or they're going away for the week, and this is their time to play truck driver and get out there and do their thing, and they're not thinking about sleeping and all of that. They're going right from work to whatever. Is there any campaigns out there to kind of work on the attitude of that? Because that's something I see a lot from people, especially people that are not truck drivers, saying, hey, you know what, I can make Florida here and I could do this in 8 hours, when really they should have done it in 15 hours or something, right?
Yeah, you're speaking to the necessity for a cultural shift. And I think the campaigns, Drowsy Driving Prevention Week, Sleep Awareness Week, National Sleep Foundation tries to educate, and one of our goals is to educate the public about the importance of sleep for health and well-being. But we really need to work to continue to, and there's been a lot of important work already, but to continue to take off that badge of honor that you somehow are lazy if you're prioritizing your sleep and whatever. And to this thing of like, look at what I managed to get all this done and I only slept 2 hours. Really, what we should be thinking about when someone says this, like, wow, poor guy, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Like you are hurting yourself physically and mentally and socially when you sacrifice sleep. And it's sacrificing it. It's not pushing through and doing something courageous. It's doing harm. And it's really you have to shift. It's not a small shift either. It's a complete 180. It's an about face almost.